Happy Friday, everyone. I am here ready to do a blind video today, and lo and behold, we have a beekeeper that's with us. Thank you for coming today.
You're welcome. I am an expert beekeeper, but I was a little bit worried about today's blind. I've had a run-in with some of these before, and it hasn't been a good time.
You have had some hornets reach up and grab you a couple times.
Yeah, I was mowing my grass, and I got stung, I think 4 times, and I got cellulitis, and it just wasn't good. So I bought this as a precaution, and I've only used it once, and I figured what better time to break it out before the weather starts to change. Yes. And it just felt on theme with today's video.
Yeah, so you put in the comments now. You have a chance now to guess what we're going to be blinding today. Give you a couple seconds. There you go. We're going to be blinding honey barrel bottles today. Bottles that were finished in honey barrels. We finally collected enough bourbon honey barrel bottles that we can do a blind video on. So we know what they are. We just don't know what's in each glass. My lovely wife poured these without us knowing anything. But you're going to have that on the whole time. I'm having a hard time.
We'll see.
I'm having a hard time keeping my concentration.
Why? Because it's hood's flying around everywhere?
I'm looking over here to tell everybody what the bottles are that it's in the blind, and I'm trying to look through your mesh.
Can you see? It's like a screen door on my face. It's hard because my glasses keep falling down, and it's hard to push them up.
Well, at least they can't make fun of your hair today.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually looking pretty decent today.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, what do we got?
Well,
should we bring them out?
Yeah, bring them out. We got a Starlight. So isn't that a pick? I think that's a Benny's pick, if I'm not mistaken.
It is a Benny's pick.
Yep.
I think Jay got this one for us.
Thank you, Jay.
You just got this one from...
I just got that, yeah. I visited my buddy Danny down in Florida, and I was able to find this short barrel. Now, this one is actually finished in honey barrels, but it's also has a portion of it that was finished in double barrel toasted barrels. So
sounds pretty good.
Yep.
We got the Nulu, and this is also is a Justin's pick. Yep. And then from our good friend Keith, this was a new addition, not too long ago.
No, and I've had a few sips of that, and that's excellent as well. This is from Detroit City Distillery, honey barrel, finished in Detroit honey barrels. Everything local with this bottle.
All right. Oh, so really? That's cool.
Yeah. He was telling me a little about it, and we'll see. This I've personally been wanting to do this blind for a while, but we just haven't had a 4th bottle. So finally got a 4th bottle. We did have one or two, maybe at least one that had honey infused with the bourbon.
Yeah.
Now we didn't add that because it was an addition to the whiskey. So we only have picked bottles for the show that were finished.
And these are all bourbons. There's no rye or just regular whiskeys in here.
Correct.
Anything, right?
Regular bourbon. Regular bourbon.
Yeah, I had a thought and it just went out the window. So it's probably the hood.
I can see why.
It's probably the hood.
I can see why that you're having a hard time holding your concentration.
Oh, well, I haven't had, and there's a lot of maybe debate on if honey finished stuff or just finished stuff in general should actually be a bourbon, because when we've had honey stuff before, it's really honey forward. Sometimes it almost just tastes like pure honey. But the ones, I feel like when you try these, you can't really pick up distinctively, okay, what kind of, bourbon is this? Is this something that might be from MGP, or is this something, it's just kind of hard to tell because that honey covers up all of it. And I haven't had some of these at all or a really long time. So we'll see how this goes.
And I don't sip on them often, and I think you've only had Starlight and Nulu. I don't think you've had the other two.
This hood sucks.
You're going to have to take that thing off, dude. So let's get started. Let's get started with A. As we go along, I'll let you know what I'm looking for in this particular blind. And I agree with the folks out there. I agree on both sides. Is it a bourbon? Is it not a bourbon? The folks that say if it's finished and everything, it shouldn't be labeled a bourbon. I understand that. And I can kind of go along with that logic. But that's not the rules as we speak right now. It's still labeled a bourbon. There's still bourbon on the bottle. So,
true.
All right, let's move on. It's enough of that.
Well, and I'm just gonna have to be honest here,
Uh-oh.
because I tried to put this on with my clothes on, and I was hotboxing myself. It wasn't too good.
Please don't tell me.
There's nothing. Well, I have boxers. Wait, I got boxers on under this. The nips might be showing because the lighting's good, and this is a white thing. So I apologize in advance for that. I'll see what I can do in the post.
Can you just take the hood off so you can drink it?
I'm committing to the bit here. It smells good. I think the screen is filtering out the nasty particulate.
I just can't, babe.
It's really baggy though.
I just can't.
This kind of smells like a.
Are you gonna drink it through the mesh?
I'm gonna try.
Oh, please, Trent. Come
on. It smells like really toasty.
Yes,
it makes me think of the short barrel, but
yeah, it's
I'm
possible.
trying not to guess.
It does smell toasty. It does have a beautiful, soft honey note that's in there. Not sharp at all. Well-rounded, soft.
I almost get a little bit of a raspberry or something in there too, like
Something
a nice sweet fruitiness.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's calling me?
Is that you?
Oh, sorry, Fishman. I'm busy.
Oh, Matt. Apologize, buddy.
Now, it wasn't too bad.
That's insane. Would you just stop?
You know people are going to say it's going to taste different because it's going through a mesh.
I think that screen is flavorless.
You're
Watch.
pretty sure.
Watch me go out and mow the grass in this thing, and then the bees are attracted to it because it's a sweet thing, and then I get stung in the face. I do like that.
I like it too. As with any finished whiskey, especially bourbon, for me, I prefer a finish that the bourbon shines through and the actual finish is a supporting character. That's what I prefer. This one seems a little bit heavy on the bourbon. I apologize, on the honey for me.
You think so?
Do you need help? Well, there he is.
Wow, it's like a new day.
Well, good for you.
It's
Glad you're able to join us.
I'm like getting this thing's heavy. I'm getting like pulled back. I think you gotta unzip the back part. Can you do that? I don't know how I did this by myself. I'm actually kind of surprised.
I don't either, dude. This is insanity.
Oh, it might not come off.
I don't
actually.
think it does.
Okay, we'll just leave it. It is a little bit sweet. It does take away from that bourbon a little bit.
A little bit sweet.
But would you expect anything less from a honey finish? Probably not. But it also depends on how long it's been finished for. Because there's some.
Yeah, I like it though.
That are like
I really do. I really like it. I am searching through this blind for the glass that I feel has the best balance.
Oh yeah, me too.
Sure. Because a lot of them are going to be honey forward. Let's be honest. So.
And not to mention too that the honey finish stuff, just like with maybe a maple or like some of the more sought after ones that appeal to more people, the honey finishes usually aren't cheap.
No,
they're going like $100 and upwards. So it's not something that's going to be easy on your wallet, your pocketbook, whatever.
Right.
Checkbook, if you still write checks.
Yeah, this is something. The first class is something you could pour over ice, in an old fashioned or in a rocks glass and be good old fashioned. Really, just put it over ice and it'd be great old fashioned without adding anything to it.
Now, B's interesting because honestly, it doesn't really smell like a honey finish.
Wow, that's weird.
It's fruity.
It's light.
Yeah, but it's not maple or not maple. It's not honey.
Right.
Specifically.
Yeah. No,
like
not
this
really.
one is no doubt.
It's a no doubter, no question. This one's a little bit lighter on the aromas, but fresh.
Oh yeah.
Seems fresh.
It almost reminds me of like a lawn, fresh cut grass, just like that nice.
It's like exactly.
Yeah.
Coming in with it's fresh and.
That's really nice.
I like that.
You get more of that funkiness that comes with the honey, like that organic. I don't know how else to describe it.
I think that's perfect.
Organic-y type of flavors from it.
Sure.
It's a little bit sweet, but just like how maybe you pull a bourbon off the shelf that isn't finished, you can find a little sweetness.
To me, was a little bit more on the, I don't want to say artificial sweet taste of honey.
I can see that.
But more of a confectionery type of honey.
Yeah.
Like something of honey style that you would find on a dessert of some form. This one here, he's right. And the bourbon does shine through a little bit on this one, more than the first one.
SLB should try beekeeping. That would be interesting. I've always wanted to take just like a honeycomb and just eat it. And see what the difference is between the local grocery store honey that's, I don't even know what that stuff is.
Yeah,
if it's even honey or not.
Well, I'm sure it's went through a lot of processing and so forth. I usually like to go to, we used to go to them all the time, honey, in Chester, in the European markets. Farm market, yeah. Sorry, I couldn't think of that for whatever reason. And they usually always have local honey. And I usually try to get some there.
That's going to be hard to beat, I think.
Yeah, it's very good. I loved it.
I always wanted to try beekeeping, but after getting stung and getting cellulitis, I don't know that I really want to venture down that road.
Never had any aspirations of. Actually, the original owners of where I've rented our shop space forever for the drywall stuff.
Oh, they have some over there, yeah?
Yeah, for 20-something years. Unfortunately, they've passed, and now it's went on to the son. And I know him pretty well, too, but he added several beehives.
Did he really?
On the north side of the property there.
That's cool.
And I stay away from that. I have to be honest. I stay away.
What if you just go up there with your little smoke thing with the fire in it?
My spot is a ways away from that. I can look over there and see the bees swarming around. I'm like, I don't think that's a place for me.
No, I would just go out of curiosity, and it wouldn't end well. This doesn't really smell like it either. It's a little bit more than bee, but it also has more organic-y type of feel to it.
But I kind of prefer the aromas on this glass over bee.
I do too.
Because I get a little bit, just a perfect balance, I guess I want to say, between the bourbon and the honey notes.
Well, I mean, where I'm at with you could, if you, not knowing what any of these are, obviously, if you were to tell me that somebody squirted a little bit of honey and mixed it in here, I'd believe you. If you told me this was a honey finish, I wouldn't believe you because it doesn't really seem it. This has the best of both, I think.
I think so too. And that's why I wanted to be perfectly clear at the start of what I'm looking for, because that's my personal preference when it comes to this. Some of you folks out there might think this right off the bat is going to be your ticket, whatever that bottle might be, because it is super sweet. It's honey forward. It's a delicious. I could honestly see this as being like a bird dog flavored whiskey almost.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So some of you folks out there, that might be bingo. That's not quite for me what I'm looking for in this blind. That's all.
Yeah. I like the nose. It smells good.
Okay.
I actually don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't really get any honey on the palate much.
It's not coming through much. I get more on the aromas than I did the palate.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, second sip, it's coming in.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult decision there, because that's a no doubter, bourbon forward. Mm-hmm. But the bourbon itself seems to be a bit astringent, just a tiny bit. I don't even know if that's the right word, Trenton. A bit crafty.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, for me, yeah, man, I'm losing my thoughts all the time.
Well, it's that hood. Should have took it off a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. This reminds me of a bourbon where when you taste it, you get hints of honey, even though it's not finished. This doesn't seem finished. These all are finished. I would be shocked if this was aged longer for maybe like a month or two. It's not really pulling out too much of that honey flavor. You really have to search for it.
Right. Agreed. Agreed.
These seems very light comparatively, I think. Actually, no, they all seem about the same color. I don't know what I'm on today.
It's the hood.
It's the hood.
It was the hood.
Screwed up my.
Yeah, I don't know.
Screw off my balance.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea that was, but
I don't know either. I don't know. That's weird. I was walking out the door and I saw it on the shelf in the laundry room. I was like, yep, that's gonna be the play.
I don't blame you.
I get a lot of ethanol on this one.
Okay, just think for a second with me, okay? I honest to God, babe, I smell buttercream frosting. I do.
I don't really know what that smells like.
It's kind of more of towards a vanilla type.
I get vanilla in here.
Yeah, but it's confectionery, and I swear to God, it smells like a buttercream frosting to me. That's what it smells like to me.
I get hints of like a dead grass or something.
Okay, we're going from buttercream frosting to dead grass.
It's also organic. It's got this death note to it. Something about it could be the grain that died in the process of making this. I don't know. It's pretty grain forward. I do get a little vanilla, but there's something about it.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Ooh, actually. Now
it's a little proofier.
I like that one.
Forgot to pour water. That
Uh-oh.
was silly.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. We'll live, Trenton. We'll live.
We will.
Glasses one too. We usually have glasses up here. But
I threw off your mojo because I cleaned up here while you were coming home.
well,
so
there you have it.
There's stuff all over the place.
You know, Trenton, I know where everything's at behind this bar.
Yeah.
No,
I was trying to prepare you for the video.
No, I don't.
You'll be going through cabinets. Oh, that's where that went 2 months later.
Exactly.
I think I really like this one. But also, I'm going to go out and say it now.
Uh-oh.
Last place for me is going to be A.
Wow. Okay.
It just has too much honey, too much artificial type of flavoring to it. And it really, it tastes more like a honey liqueur, like a wild turkey honey liqueur or the...
Now, take a smell now that has been set.
Of A?
A. I mean, if that isn't just pure, like, squeezing honey in.
Yeah. And that's fine for some people. I honestly, when I first started my bourbon journey or whatever you want to call it, this probably would have appealed to me the most out of this lot here.
Sure.
Because it's very sweet, kind of like how Buffalo Trace is a good starter bourbon because it's really sweet.
Yeah.
This almost doesn't even taste like a bourbon.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to go along with him on that. I didn't really think he'd pick the sweetest one out first. That's why I said wow, because it was on my list to pull out first. I didn't think you were going to agree on that one.
Well, I mean,
to be honest with you,
we all like to joke around and everything, but since we started the channel and we started this hobby and all this other stuff, my palate has changed so much that even I can't eat a whole lot of candy in one sitting anymore just because it's too sweet.
Wow, I never thought that would ever happen.
It's weird to say because I
have never seen a kid eat more candy in my day than this one here.
I was going through like 2-pound bags of Sour Patch Kids every weekend.
And that's no lie.
It was a good time. My mouth hurt.
and babe, that's why he got canker sores in his mouth. Am I right?
Yep.
Yes, he did. So, anyways, as I spoke before at the beginning of the video, the reason I'm pulling out A is it's extremely honey forward. I think it's a delicious sip. It's very sweet. Be like a nice, really after dinner type dessert sip. But for me, for what I'm looking for today, I'm gonna have to pull it out first because of that reason. All right.
I don't know about you, but I have B, C, and D all at a 4 out of 5.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm on the struggle bus with this one. They're all really good in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. They are. And this has been really neat. I didn't think it'd be this hard, to tell you the truth.
I didn't either. And I don't know that it's like some of these I'm just looking at. Some of these I don't even think really list the age or the finishing period of how long it's been in the honey barrel for. I know Nulu does. The Nulu one is 4 months. But I don't think any of these other ones do. Not that I'm seeing on first glance.
I'm going to have to push out C next, Trenton.
I think that's where I'm going to.
Really?
It's a little bit astringent on the back end, and it ruins the sweetness.
It is. And I'm splitting hairs a little bit. Truth be out there. But that's where I scored the least, moving on from A. And I just resipped, and I'm going to have to follow suit with that. So I'm going to push out C. Honey is in third place for me.
Are you writing these down, Ma?
Yep.
Okay, I'm C.
Yeah,
also
my
for
poor
third place.
wife, she is not feeling well. She's a trooper down here to help us with this blind, so she's not in her normal form of speaking out. And because trust me, with Trenton with his beekeeper suit on, you'd have heard a lot from her if she was feeling better. So
Yeah.
but thank you, honey, for coming down here and helping us with this so we can get it done.
Yeah, B and D is gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Yeah, I got to go back to D next.
Mom, I'm the same. I don't know if you heard. Same. Okay.
I feel both of these kind of deliver what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I just got to determine which one I like the most.
I think I know what I'm leaning towards. Maybe. Yeah, my second place, Mom, is going to be D.
Well, I have to be honest. B scored my highest first time through, but I'm struggling here for a final result. I liked D quite a bit on the second sip. I'll try one more time. Trying to, if you look at mine, you can see that was my highest score on B through the first round.
You also have B at a 4, and D has absolutely nothing on it. I still need to get that. I have the mount. I just got to mount it on the thing. It looks like I'm doing football plays here.
I have to say it too. I'm with Trenton on that last sip. I never dreamed we'd be the same.
Especially on a honey finish. No,
I never would. And I would not. I purposely, when we do blinds, try to choose which one's going out and alternate so that we're not trying to. You folks know we're not trying to persuade one another.
Yeah.
I'll promise you one thing. Trenton would never pick the same as me if he didn't think so. That's for sure. That would never. Neither would I, for that matter. But I think so too. I don't know what to say about that. I'm gonna stop talking because I really liked both of those two though. Quite a bit.
I think there's something here for everybody with A being probably the best one for either a beginner or somebody who's diving into finishes.
Yes,
but
for sure.
Also, if you're diving into finishes for the first time and you're also far along in where you're at in your journey, you could drink that and be like, oh, there's no bourbon in this at all.
Right.
So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
For me, B though, got a good amount of honey up front and it tapers off, but then the bourbon comes in at the end and it meshes really well together.
I like it.
I don't know.
I can agree with you on that one.
What you got, Mom?
Can you read them off, honey? You okay with that? All right. This poor thing's got to bless her heart. She got cold. Bad cold.
Fourth place was A. That was Detroit City.
Oh, no, Keith.
Keith, I'm sorry, dude.
Really?
I did not. I mean, I enjoyed that immensely. I really did. It's just super sweet.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have. My guess for A was gonna be the Nulu. Wow.
My guess for A would have been short barrel.
Really?
Yeah, but I
Oh, because I said that it tasted toasted.
maybe you probably put that in my head.
Interesting. Maybe I did.
Hey, listen. Great bottle, a little bit sweet, but you know how many folks out there have heard of Detroit Distillery, right? Not many.
I haven't until
So
Keith
it's a
kinda put
wonderful
that on the
effort,
radar.
and I think it's really, really good. It's a little bit sweet compared to the other ones that are out here.
Yeah, for sure.
Third place is C. That was Nulu.
Okay, so the Nulu is, I think, the only one that we know this is finished for 4 months. And that was C, Mom?
Yes.
Okay, so that was C.
Wow.
And these aren't cheap either. These are like $150 a piece.
Get out of here.
Yeah, dude.
$150.
I don't know about the Detroit stuff. Keith was telling me about pricing, I believe, but the Nulu is just it's not a cheap honey barrel for sure.
Man. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, I guess. But yikes. 150.
Second place was D, and that was Starlight.
Okay. I had a feeling.
Huh.
Which means that the first place is short barrel.
I would have never guessed that. Ever.
What I think really helps the short barrel is their double barrel toasted.
The toasted.
Because at the end, it really came together nice and cohesively with both the finish and the bourbon. And I think the toasted broke through some of the sweetness of the honey finish.
Yeah, I just took another sip, and now that you realize what you're sipping, you can kind of think through the process. But I'm guessing you're right, Trenton, because of that toasted finish along with the honey barrel finish added a little bit more complexity and a little bit more depth. Now, not to be unfair, this bottle went through another process that these did not go through, so keep that in mind. This basically went through a double finishing process with a toasted barrel and with a honey finish barrel.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as well.
That's really
good.
But
all in all, they're all lovely.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on certain moods, even this one right here, like I said, I thought it was beautiful. But to me, it's more of an after dinner type, dessert type.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that at certain times. And maybe I shouldn't have went into this blind tunnel vision on what I was looking for, too. Might have changed the results a little bit, but...
I don't know. I think if you know what you want going in and you're saying, I want to find the thing that's most balanced, that's a way to pick out what you like and what you don't like the best, I think. Yeah. That's how I usually do it.
Okay. But,
well, great job to Short Barrel. We don't know honestly much about them just because we don't have any distribution of Short Barrel in our state.
And the reason why I picked it up, A, this is the bottle that completed our set so we can do this blind. Yep. And B, we don't ever see Short Barrel up here. I found this in Florida. So, yeah.
Well, if you're from Short Barrel and you're watching, come to Indiana. We'd love to try some more of your stuff. I think this was a really solid effort.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the show. I thought it was great. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So hope you had a great time watching the video. Have a wonderful weekend, right? Yeah. Weekend's coming up. Have a great time, man.
Monday, we have the announcement for our Bourbon Madness.
Yeah, don't miss Monday's video. Bourbon Madness tournament coming up very soon. We're going to be hot and heavy on it, and it's going to be tough, as always.
Yeah.
Patrons are putting us to it. You know, they're putting wood to us, basically.
I knew that was.
It was coming. I was trying to get away from that, but it's not.
It just can't happen. That's fine.
It's just what I do.
It's fine.
but it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in a good old basement bourbon bar, hopefully without Trenton's bee suit on. And here we go, the nod. See you later.